This movie was about
yeah. Lights, camera, action is going down. For my ATL movies, when we run this town with your host, T-Will, yeah, keeping it real. From the A to the screen, you can feel the thrill. Rolling with the classics, we're setting the pace. Highlighting the magic of our soulful space. Got the vibe, got the crew, making it tight. When the screen lights up, everything feels right. Grab your popcorn, let's make it loud. T-Will, T-Will. It's movie time, ATL style. Stand proud. From the silver screen to the hearts we steal. T-Will, T-Will. Every frame we capture is a real deal. Yeah. Talking premieres where the stars align. ATL views, yeah, they really shine. Behind the lens, capture.
welcome, Marvel movie fans. Welcome, MCU movie fans. Welcome, Deadpool movie fans. As tonight, Jordan, we talk about Deadpool. Super excited about this one. I know you and I were chatting about it, and it's one of your favorites. So I'm going to give you the runway, sir. Give me your thoughts on your overarching view of Deadpool. Go right ahead, sir.
Oh man, I love this movie. This movie just and the whole franchise of Deadpool just hits a level of comedy that and fourth wall breaking that the comic book genre just doesn't have. I think She-Hulk tried to do it, but that didn't work.
No.
Plus, I think She-Hulk was a little bit more forced. Versus just this feels perfect. This movie is just is one of the most perfect origin stories that you can tell. Like I have no doubt in my mind this is one of the greatest origin stories ever. Ryan Reynolds was born to play Deadpool. I mean, if there is one actor with a role in any comic book movie ever that I feel like you can't replace, it is in fact Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. I will say that over Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. I will say that as Robert Downey Jr. As Iron Man. I will say that Chris Evans as Captain America, Patrick Stewart as Professor X, even DC with like Christopher Reeve, Superman, like any of the Batmans, Christian Bale as Batman. Like, I don't think we could get anyone to play Deadpool better than Ryan Reynolds. And I don't think you could. I think his comedy has always been like this Deadpool-esque comedy. That's how all his movies before Deadpool were. I mean,
Right.
I forget what that movie was around the Christmas time where he's with a girl or something. I don't remember what it was. But you also look at Blade Trinity. Blade Trinity was literally the stepping stones to him becoming Deadpool. Because of the way Blade Trinity went down, he ended up becoming Deadpool for X-Men Origins Wolverine. X-Men Origins Wolverine, obviously. So there was talk he was going to get his own movie, but because that movie bombed, nobody called him. And he was so into the character and fell in love with the character so much that he was trying to do his best to greenlight this movie. He was trying to do everything he could. And they even did test footage with like CGI test footage, which that CGI test footage leaking and gaining so much popularity is the reason we got this movie.
Really?
Yes. If that test footage did not leak, we would not have gotten Deadpool. Because Fox was saying no to this. They were saying, no, we don't want to do this. But it leaked. And what we saw was basically the shot of it was a CGI'd shot of the opening scene where he's hanging on a bridge and talking to the camera and jumps down and starts fighting people within a car. Um, that whole part was the first thing that got like not filmed but like tested. And that got leaked. And now that would be illegal if Ryan Reynolds were to say, "Yeah, I leaked it." That would be illegal and grounds for like him being sued. So that's why he denies it. That's why everybody denies it because they don't want to get sued. So that got leaked. I remember when that leaked. I remember that day because I remember watching it and I'm like, this is really funny. And I remember watching Deadpool opening weekend and seeing the scene and I'm like, why do I feel like I've seen this before? Because I have seen it before. I saw the test footage and I mean, they nailed it off the test footage. I'm like, this is the vibe you need for a Deadpool movie. And Ryan Reynolds, I mean, you look at how he is in the comics. Deadpool is in the comics now, outside of certain instances where Deadpool kills the Marvel universe, which is one of the probably the most popular Deadpool comic ever. I mean, I follow the original Deadpool creator on Instagram. I think he's really funny. He's really smart too and knows his Marvel stuff. But it's Ryan Reynolds was meant to play Deadpool. There's no, and even when he goes and does other movies for other things, I just can't help but think of him as Deadpool. And anytime he's even in a comedy like Dwayne Johnson or something, I'm like, you're just Deadpool at this point. Like you're always going to be Deadpool, and he loves it. And I'm so glad we got someone who wants to play this character until he's 90.
Yeah.
I love that. We like an actor that he was born to play this role and he knows it, and I love it. And this movie, I remember seeing this for the first time and thinking, wow, this is so different. This is so different.
It was different.
It's a different type of movie. Like if you're used to, and when this movie came out, it was like what 2016, 2016.
February
Valentine's weekend 2016. And this is in fact a love story. And
he says it in the narration. In the first 5 minutes, it's a love story.
This movie just if you're used to the stereotypical heroes and stuff, this movie just takes a left turn and you love it. And I mean, it's not, the comedy's not going to be for everyone. I think there's certain groups of people that aren't going to resonate with this movie and aren't going to enjoy it because they don't understand I know a lot of people who don't like the movie because they don't understand the fourth wall breaks and stuff like that. Which, I mean, I guess that's understandable. I know, and it's not a movie that I can recommend to anyone because it's rated R, and all right, I will say I did recommend this to when I was younger to like an 8-year-old. So, but I was also really young when I did this, and I was having his older brother watch the movie, so it was a little different. But
do me a favor, not to cut you off. Explain what fourth wall break is to maybe some of our audience who wouldn't understand that term.
So fourth wall break is when whenever you're watching any sort of movie or show, I mean, you're watching a story play out, and imagine that these characters within whatever world you're watching, whether that be Star Wars or Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, just turning and looking at the camera and then acknowledging the audience. All right, I'm going to break it down in a scientific term now. You have one-dimensional, two-dimensional, three-dimensional, right? And people are like, we are considered fourth dimensional beings.
Right.
We're not considered three-dimensional. We're considered fourth dimensional. So when you are watching a movie that may be like three-dimensional, by acknowledging the audience, you are acknowledging the fourth dimension, our
Right.
dimension, right? So they're basically just acknowledging the audience in when you're breaking the fourth wall. Some movies and shows that do this. The Office does occasionally. I mean, The Office is considered to be just like a documentary style. So like Jim Halpert, for example, looks into the camera quite a bit. We know like his look into the camera. Another one, Family Guy, does it so often, like where they just look into the camera and they're just like, yeah, that just happened. In the comics, I only know of two characters that can do this, Deadpool and She-Hulk. And She-Hulk has kind of viewed it from a very different. They're both very different in the way they fourth wall break. Like Deadpool views it from a comedic stance. She-Hulk views it as like almost like we're friends with her. And She-Hulk is my favorite female superhero ever, by far. And I think what they did in the show is trash. So yeah, fourth wall breaks. That is just everything in this movie. I mean, their ability to fourth wall break makes this movie what it is. And I'm very, very, very curious to see how this plays out if Deadpool were to show up in Doomsday or Secret Wars. And I mean, we can talk about that when we're done reviewing and see like how he impacts like those two movies. But I'm very curious to see how, especially those movies are going to be PG-13. How does he like basically survive with his type of humor in a PG-13 movie?
Yeah. No, that's an excellent point, my friend. That's interesting because I don't know that you can have him without that. You know, like to me, the tone of Doomsday would be serious. I don't know, Jordan. That's a good question. That's a good question because I mean I don't know how you would. I mean, it's Deadpool. How are you gonna have him next to the like? I don't know. I could see She-Hulk because you could and by the way, I didn't know that the fourth wall was a part of She-Hulk comics. I did not know that. So that's interesting. But and that makes sense because that's why they did it in the show.
Yes.
Although it failed miserably, but that's why they did it in the show. Okay,
they tried too hard, and that was another issue. Is like She-Hulk used the fourth wall break to physically break the fourth wall and try to interact with us, but like it was just not done right at all. And and like you need to do it subtly, like Deadpool. Deadpool talks to us and acknowledges us,
right?
But he doesn't want to bring us and get us involved,
right?
And that's what She-Hulk did.
he's not bringing us into the story.
Never do that. If you are ever doing a fourth wall break in any sort of movie or show, never ever do that. You need to make it subtle.
Okay, all right. Well, let's get to the particulars of this film, right? So it was released February 12th, like you said, 2016, Valentine's Day weekend, directed by Tim Miller and written by Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick. The film stars Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, along with Marina Baccarin as Vanessa Carlyle. She is so hot. And Ed Skrein as Ajax. Briefly, Deadpool follows Wade Wilson, a mercenary who, after being diagnosed with terminal cancer, opts for an experimental treatment that grants him superpowers but leaves him disfigured. Embracing his new name, Deadpool, he sets out for revenge against the man who ruined his life, all while balancing a chaotic relationship with his girlfriend, Vanessa. Let's see here. Some interesting. So the studio was 20th Century Fox, right? The producers were Simon Kinberg, Ryan Reynolds, Lauren Schuler, Donner, and Tim Miller. At the box office, it was 782 million worldwide. So,
and that's a lot for a rated R film. Even for this time, like right now, Deadpool and Wolverine is the only R-rated movie to hit $1 billion. But for this time, to have that movie hit that much is very impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah, and 2 and 3 did better, I think. I think
Yes.
I think it just went up in increments with 2 and with Deadpool Wolverine. So of course that was great. So let's get into some particulars, right? Wade and Vanessa at the bar. There's a flirty banner that they have. Right away, they have this chemistry, right? Right away, they have this chemistry. And you see them going back and forth. And then there's the whole we're going to have sex for a year montage, which I personally love, except for one scene, which I will not comment on. But you know where I'm going.
I will. I can comment. What is it? The Year of the Dog?
No.
I think it's so funny. Well, when Ryan Reynolds is like, nope.
When Peggy Sue got married. Go ahead.
When Ryan Reynolds is like, nope. Or no, it wasn't. It was Women's Appreciation Month.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. That was the one. Yep. Mm-hmm. Was not ready for that. So was not ready for that. Like, okay. But
I don't think he was either.
No, I don't think I was, but it sets the tone for their relationship, establishing Wade's personality and the film's humor right from the start. It is hilarious. And I really loved the chemistry between those two. Like it was great, man. That they were meant to play love interest for each other. A truly great relationship. I like the way they related to each other's the whole Christmas sweater, the vampire teeth. I'm trying to not say certain things, but it was well done, except for that one scene. And then of course there's the scene where they have on the Christmas sweaters, and I think he proposes to her, and she asks, "Where'd you hide that?" And just put it this way, you don't want to know. It's one of those. It's one of those lollipop rings that you get. It's oh man. Anyway, it was funny, and she accepts his proposal, and they spoon for a minute, and then he gets up to do something, comes back and passes out, and in the next scene we find out that he has brain cancer. Jordan, talk me through the scene, man. Well, talk me through the first thing. Just give me your thoughts on that one.
Well, I will say it's so funny. Their interactions are so great, and I love the dialogue. The dialogue in this movie is so funny.
Yes.
Because like they try to one up one another on like who had the worst childhood, and I keep wanting to say Ryan Reynolds. Wade is like talking about how like I had to live in a or I forget what he says. Vanessa says like, oh, I had to live inside of a washing machine,
detergent,
a dishwasher box.
He's like, you had a dishwasher?
And he's like, "Oh, you had a dishwasher. We didn't have one." And I'm like, "Oh, like this is really good dialogue to
It was.
have."
It
And
was.
they play it off so smooth
Yeah.
that it just plays off hilarious. And then um you had, I forget what his name is. It was a big dude with a beard, and he doesn't have very many speaking lines in all three movies. And Wade specifically says like, no more speaking lines for you going forward. and he, because he's like, I'd hit that, and Wade's like, whoa, to apologize, but Vanessa grabs him by the balls and says, "Say
Yeah.
the magic words, Fat Gandalf." Oh my god, it's
That
so
was
great.
That funny.
And they end up going to play skee ball, and she's like, balls and holes. Okay. Oh man, yeah, but I love their chemistry that they have. Yeah, the whole we'll call it an intercourse montage is hilarious. It's so funny, but also shows that like how much chemistry they have with one another. And then you get into him proposing with with the ring pop. and and he's like, and when she says yes, he's like, I feel just like a little girl. uh, and he goes to go to the bathroom, and when he's coming back, he's like, the his narration kicks in, and he's like, now to our regularly scheduled program, and that's when he just collapses. We find out he's got cancer, and he's not going to have much long to live. So um, he's still trying to make it a joke. The one line of dialogue that I will remember, that's not it's not a funny line at all. But when Vanessa's trying to talk to the doctor in this scene, and he's just looking at Vanessa, and the narration says, "I'm just trying to memorize the outlines in her face," or something like that. I was like, that's so just, there's so many emotions going through in this specific scene, and this movie, I mean, it is a love story, just like Deadpool 2 is a family movie, and Deadpool and Wolverine is a buddy movie. So it's, I love their dynamic with one another, and the dialogue in this is so incredible,
Yeah,
so
it's second.
incredible.
It really is. It's second to none, man. Let's talk about that fight scene on the highway where he jumps down from the bridge into the car and takes
Mhm.
out a bunch of guys while driving, and that's such a well coordinated
Mhm.
scene. Oh man, well coordinated scene. He's taking out guys left and right. Of course, he's got his healing factor. They don't know it. He keeps killing guys. Finally, there's a crash because with his foot, I think some guy's about to shoot him, and he turns the steering wheel with his foot, causing the truck or the SUV to flip. And of course, all of the bad guys, surround him with guns. And he says, "All right, guys, I've got 12 bullets, so somebody's got to share."
Mhm.
And he starts firing off bullets, and they count the bullets as he's firing them off. And they're just really creative ways to dispose of bad guys,
Mhm.
which I thought was great. I thought if it's one thing this movie did well, is it's taking the ridiculous and just making it funny. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Taking a shootout and making it hilarious just by his antics.
Mhm.
There's a scene where a guy has a grenade, and Deadpool shoots the grenade. It explodes in his hands, and I think he's got 6 bullets left, and it kills 2 guys next to each other. Just very well done. But as he's getting ready to give Ajax, who is the antagonist or main villain in this story, as he's getting ready to give him the business, and dispose of him. Lo and behold, who shows up but Cyclops from the X-Men. And I guess Cyclops is kind of his Obi-Wan in this story.
Colossus, you mean?
I said Cyclops. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
All good. All good.
God.
I've done it before.
I said Cyclops. Thank you, Colossus. And I like Colossus. He's one of my favorite people. Anyway, Colossus shows up. And Colossus is kind of a big brother, and he's trying to get him to join the X-Men, and he sees the good in Deadpool. And of course they have back and forth. And then there's what's the young lady's name that's the teenager beside what's her name?
Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Yeah, and he's like, what a cool name when he meets her. And he's like, yeah, you're typical teenager, lots of sullen moments followed by what did he say? Lots of sullen, quiet moments followed by mean comments, followed by more sullen, quiet moments, and it was funny. So definitely enjoyed that. Give me your thoughts on that first highway scene fight.
Well, like I said, that this was the test. Basically, the beginning of this was the test footage that they had for this movie, and they just nailed it. It was incredible. I mean, you can Google the actual video of the test footage, and it's good test footage, especially for something that it wasn't a lot of work put into it. It looks like a video game from like PlayStation 2 era, and you get into this fight scene, and it's so funny. In the middle of all of this fighting, he's regenerating and getting shot at, stabbed, and he's still making jokes. And like he brings up a drawing as he's getting punched. He's like, "Have you seen this man?" And then gets punched, and then his head's getting hit on the radio. It's so great.
Yeah,
like all of it is so great, and the opening credits to this movie is when the car's flipping over, and what is it, Just Call Me Angel in the Morning is playing, and you just see like all of this stuff flying in the air and in slow motion, and Deadpool, of course, he's got to have like a crotch shot at some point in a Deadpool movie. That just it always has to happen. But then the car flips over. One of the dude flies out so fast and hits the billboard and just splatters, clearly killing him. Only for later on him Deadpool to say like I just got here. And
right. And then he falls, right.
And he's like, that guy was up there when I got here.
Before I got here, yeah.
But I love all of the dialogue, and then even with him and Colossus, Colossus, he goes to grab around and feels Colossus's like manhood, let's say, and says, "Dad." The comedy in this is great, and he I love all the jokes he has, and when he's trying to fight Colossus, he's like, and he punches Colossus twice, breaking his wrists, and he's like, all men fear the dinosaur. And he goes to kick him, breaking his foot. And I won't say what he says. The dialogue's so great in this. And he says is that the prostate, or is that next to the on switch? I love it. Colossus then just puts him in handcuffs and stuff and drags him away. And a great line of dialogue is because at this time we don't know what universe this takes place in. We don't know when this takes place, whether that's the original timeline or the prequel timeline. So Colossus is like we'll bring you to Professor X or something like that, and Wade says, McAvoy or Stewart, these timelines are so confusing.
Yeah.
And, oh my God.
Yeah, he did.
He couldn't have been a more relatable hilarious line of dialogue that in this entire movie than that. Because we really don't know until like Deadpool and Wolverine actually no, until Deadpool 2 what timeline this officially takes place in. Um so and he's getting dragged away. He looks at the camera and he's like, oh, he says, "Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret." I quote that all the time.
When he cut
And
off his wrist.
yeah, oh, and then before he cuts his wrist off, he's like, he looks at the camera and says, "Ever see 127 Hours?" Spoiler alert. And then starts cutting off his own wrists, and it squirts in the Colossus's face, and he's like, "Oh, that's the money shot, baby."
Ah,
this this whole entire scene is just so great. And I could quote this. Like, this is how I feel about like movies like Step Brothers. Like, they're so funny, and all the lines of dialogue are so well done that it's so amazing. He cuts off his wrist and then jumps over the bridge to land into a trash heap, and I think it was trash. And all that's left behind to the handcuffs is his hand flipping off Colossus.
telling him he's number one. That was great.
Oh man,
But the "Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret" reference is genius, because if you've read the book, there's a particularly coming of age moment, and when you see him profusely bleeding, that the timing of that is just it's great. I'll put it that way.
Anytime anyone says "Are you there?" or something along those lines, I'm like, I immediately say, "Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret." And
Right.
if you've seen Deadpool, you'll bust out laughing. If
Yeah.
you haven't, you'll be like, "What are you even talking about?"
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
quote this movie weekly. It's just this movie and all the other movies that follow, I quote religiously.
I was a big Judy Blume fan when I was a kid. My favorite Judy Blume book was Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing. Have you ever read that?
I have not. I don't even know what Judy Blume books she's written.
So
Honestly,
she wrote "Are You There?" That's the author of "Are You There, God?"
I haven't read the book. I haven't seen the
Okay.
movie.
Okay.
I don't know anything. I just know Deadpool says it, and that's why I'm trying to see if I've ever read anything
Yeah.
Judy Blume has done.
That was popular with a lot of Gen Xers, but yeah, I read. I think there are three I read. Yeah, there's Tales of a Fourth Grade Nothing, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, and Sheila the Great. But anyway, just little backstory there. But yeah, man. Obviously great attention to detail when it comes to the scenes. Dialogue was great. Just a great movie. Let's get into some character stuff here. Let's get into the story. So basically, as Deadpool Wade embarks on his brutal quest for vengeance, targeting Ajax and his associates, he uses newfound abilities and dark humor to create chaos, engaging in violent confrontations that blend action with comedy. Along the way, he encounters Colossus, obviously a member of the X-Men, and basically he's trying to. I'm sorry, and another member of the X-Men who you referenced. I'm not gonna butcher her name, but anyway,
Negasonic Teenage Warhead. You can just point it to me, and I got you.
Yep, her. There you go. There you go. But essentially, they're trying to get him to join, and he's just on a quest for revenge, and the entire it's funny. This movie was probably the first of its kind, and I guess my question to you is, which was funnier to you, Deadpool or Thor Ragnarok?
Deadpool, in a heartbeat.
Okay.
Ragnarok, when we get to Thor Ragnarok, I'm gonna have my opinion on that movie changed over time. I don't think it ages too well. Um, especially because of what we got with Thor Love and Thunder. And I think overall I think a lot of the funny moments blind the plot. Like this is an origin story with Deadpool. So like there isn't much we need like there isn't much backstory. You can go straight into Deadpool and not know anything. But with Thor Ragnarok, that's the third movie of a trilogy. I mean, Thor's already been in the Avengers movies. The Incredible Hulk's been in the Avengers movies. He's had his own movie. So, like, going into that, it's like the comedy blinded some parts. And I don't look at the movie like my rating for Thor Ragnarok has gone down over time. It was initially like one of my highest rated Marvel projects ever. But I don't feel the same way as I did before. And with Deadpool, it's like I always like anytime this movie is on, anytime that I see it's on, I will turn the TV on and I will put it on that channel to watch this movie. I don't care when it is in the movie because I know I'm gonna always laugh. The jokes always hit every single time because you get caught off guard with his references and jokes. That's why I love Family Guy so much, and Family Guy is my favorite TV show, because I love that humor. I'm one that I will laugh at anything. If you tell me a really good pun, I'm gonna laugh at it. And if you tell me a really really dark joke, I'm gonna laugh at it. That's just who I am. I will laugh at anything. If you can't make me laugh, then you're not funny. That's why I tell people all the time. If you genuinely can't make me laugh, I laugh at everything. I laugh when I'm uncomfortable even. And I will laugh at anything. So if you think you're funny and tell me a joke and I don't laugh, it's probably not funny.
Then you suck.
Yeah, you do.
Then you suck. Okay. So tell me of this list of anti-heroes. Who's closer to a hero and who's closer to a villain?
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
Yeah.
Obviously, Deadpool, Cable, Taskmaster, Ghost Rider, Venom, and the Punisher. So, Deadpool, Cable, Taskmaster, Ghost Rider, Venom, and the Punisher.
All right. Like who's? Do you want me to like go one by one, saying which?
Yeah.
All right. So, all right. Who was first? Deadpool. Deadpool's clearly a hero. And that couldn't be ever more apparent when you get into Deadpool 2 and Deadpool 3. He's more of a anti-hero in the first movie, but he's a hero at the end of the day. Whether he likes it or not. It's funny that we're watching this right after the Defenders, where there's a group of people that don't want to be called a hero, and he doesn't want to be Deadpool doesn't want to be called a hero either. I think Deadpool would have probably fit in really great with the Defenders, but I don't see a world where he is with them.
You think so?
Oh, I do. Yeah,
he kills way too much. I don't.
The Punisher would. The Punisher would. Honestly, if I got to see John Bernthal's Punisher and Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool in a movie together and interacting with one another, I think it would be the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, because they're polar opposites.
Yes. Polar opposites. Oh, yes. And it would be incredible to watch. All right, go to the next character on that list.
Cable.
Cable's more of a hero. I mean, he's just genuinely a hero. He does do villainous things at times, but there's always a reason behind them. But he's more of a hero.
Okay, Ghost Rider.
Hero. I love Ghost Rider. Big fan of Ghost Rider. But in the same way of like another character on this list, which is the last one, he kills for a reason.
Okay, Venom.
Venom's a villain. I think Venom only got the narrative of an anti-hero. I think he's the most anti-hero of everyone, based off of recent history. But the original comic line, he's definitely a villain. Like I don't I like when Venom is a villain. And I like the Venom movies. I do, but I want to see Venom a brutal villain. Because I have comics, I still to this day have comics where Venom kills the whole Marvel universe.
I
And
remember that.
it is incredible. That whole entire line is incredible.
Punisher.
Punisher hero. He's. I mean,
You think so?
absolutely. In fact, I had one of my friends who I was talking to you about. I was recommending him stuff to watch in preparation for Brand New Day, just the Punisher in general. And he's like, "Is the Punisher a hero or a villain?" I was like, "He's definitely a hero." I was like, he just has a different set of codes that he follows. He's most definitely a hero. Because at the end of the day, the Punisher is a troubled guy, but I think when he gets past his trouble, he's just looking out for people. He kills to hide his trauma. I think that's what it is.
Okay.
That doesn't mean all people that killed because they're hiding trauma are good people, but he kills bad people.
No, I get it. I get it. All right, let's talk about the pizza delivery scene where he goes to basically threaten the stalker and tell him, hey, man, you're not going to do that anymore. And it's funny because he comes in and the way he's talking to one guy, because I think he comes out of the bathroom or whatever in this guy's apartment. He's like, what are you doing here? And he pulls out his gun and he's like, something or whatever. And he starts talking to him. And then the pizza guy comes in and he's like, actually, I'm here for you. Stop threatening Sarah. And he's like, da 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 da. And then he's like, that went really well. Yeah. And the guy starts laughing. Then he grabs him by the throat, throws him up against the wall. And he's like, if you ever do that again, you'll see me. And you don't want to do it. And it's just the way he does it, man. Just hilarious. Let's talk about that scene, Jordan. Give me your thoughts on that.
I love. It was a misdirect because like we're looking at this one dude and thinking that he's here for him, but it's actually here for the pizza man. Where it's such a confusing scene, but then we get to know that like oh, he's doing this for money and stuff like that, and to like help people, and which gets back to the story of like he doesn't want to be called hero, but even though the girl that he helps is like, you're my hero, and he's like, nope, I'm not that. He doesn't like to be called hero, but at the end of the day, he is. He might be doing things for his own sake, but for his own sake is also helping people and being a hero. And another line of dialogue that's great is, he says he makes some sort of joke like unintentionally, and to the kid, and he's like, that came out wrong.
Not wrong.
Or
He sure did.
And he says, or did it, and then kisses him on the cheek.
Right.
I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
Oh, I love this movie. But yeah, then he goes back to the bar, and that's where he ends up meeting Vanessa. He goes, and we find out really where he gets the name Deadpool from, because there's this pool that the people at the bar have, betting on who's the next person to die, and they call it the Deadpool. And so sometimes they try to get people to like hate on other people so that they can try and kill someone. But yeah, it's really funny. And it's actually a very creative way of getting the name Deadpool. And also later on, where like he's like Captain Deadpool, and then he's looking at his friend, he's like, no, it's just Deadpool.
All right. Well, I reserved this part of the show just for you because after talking with you, I know it was obvious you'd want to do it. So let's talk about some favorite quotes from this movie. I'll give you a few. I know you have about 30. But for me, you're probably thinking my boyfriend says this was a superhero movie, explaining the brand of anti-heroism, which was kind of funny because it was after he killed like 10 people. And then when his friend in the bar is telling him, talking about his new look after he goes through the transformation process, he says, "You look like an avocado had sex with an older, more disgusting avocado," which was kind of funny. Um, and then he says, "Wait, you may be wondering why the red suit. This guy's got the right idea. He wore the brown pants." Just but you had some really good ones. So I'm gonna let you take over this section. Go ahead, sir. Give me 7 of your favorite quotes from this movie.
Well, my favorite is the fourth wall break inside of a fourth wall break that's like 16 walls, because I use that so much when anytime someone mentions a fourth wall break in anything, I immediately am like, oh, fourth wall break inside a fourth wall break. That's like 16 walls. And anybody who hasn't seen this movie and doesn't understand the jokes are gonna be like, what is wrong with you? But this movie's so great. Um, the whole McAvoy or Stewart, these timelines are so confusing. It summarizes all of Marvel multiverse crap. Like it's incredible. Let's see, what was another one? Yeah, like what you said. My boyfriend said this was a superhero movie, but this guy in the red suit just turned the other guy into a kebab. Like, and he's like, this, and he's like, well, I may be a super, but I'm no hero. And yeah, technically this is murder, but some of the best love stories start with murder, and that's exactly what this is.
And this is a love
It's
story.
incredible. It's so funny. And what's funny is like he's not wrong about like his quotes in the first 2 movies where he's like, this is a love story, and in the second one he's like, this is a family movie. He's not wrong. By the end of the movie, it's like this is a love story, this first movie, and this is a family movie, the second movie. But it's just so wrong. Let's see. I mean, there's so many. The 127 hours, everything on the bridge. There was a lot of stuff on the bridge that was fantastic. Where he's like, "Ever see 127 hours?" Spoiler alert, and then cuts off his wrist. Let's see. What's another? Oh, when he first meets the taxi driver, and he says his name. He says his name. Oh, dead. It's just so stupid. Oh, and then the opening to this when he's on the bridge drawing, and he looks at the camera. He's like, "Oh, hello." You're probably thinking, whose balls did I have to fondle to get my very own movie? And I can't tell you his name, but it rhymes with Wolverine.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, he's got a nice pair of smooth criminals down under. And he says down under like Australian, like Hugh Jackman. And throughout this movie, we see so many Hugh Jackman references. We see it in the second one. That's why it makes it so great that we got Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, it just comes full circle. Oh my god, there's so many. When he's with Blind Al, and she's trying to build the IKEA set. She's trying to build the IKEA set, and he's like he mentions the Craigslist ad. He's like from Craigslist, looking for someone that's good with their hands or something like that. And this entire time he had his hand cut off, so he's trying to regenerate. And that's one thing we just don't we completely forget that he can regenerate.
Right.
But we don't think about like how much the whole regeneration process, and like he has to go to like a baby hand the entire time, and there's all these jokes about puberty and stuff like that with the baby hand. Oh my god, there's so many. Um, there's just so many quotes in this movie. With Francis. And he's making fun of the villain because he finds out his real name's Francis. Um, um, there's so many quotes. I love this movie so much. But yeah, those are probably my favorite quotes.
Okay. Let's talk about the emotional phone call when Wade calls Vanessa after she discovers his secret identity, and just that conversation that they have. Let's talk about that for a sec. Give me your thoughts on that.
Wait, which part?
When he reaches out to,
Oh, and she doesn't answer?
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, this is after he gets the powers, and it's one of those things that like he didn't want to scare her. I think they had known each other for so long, and really what this reminds me of is we don't want to have the same situation that we had with like the Fantastic Four with Tim Story with the Thing and his girlfriend or fiance. And we don't want to see that, but we feel like we've already gotten to know that she doesn't care. So the entire time I'm like, come on, man, just like go up to her. I know it's gonna be scary, but come on. And like, I mean, at one point, like he goes to like he knows that she's gonna be in danger, so he goes to her work at the strip club, and we get one of the greatest Stan Lee cameos of all time. That's one thing. That's one thing we really didn't do a lot of in doing these reviews is mentioning the Stan Lee cameos too much, but this is one of the greatest ones because he's a DJ at a strip club.
Yep.
And it is, and you're just like, wow, this old man is just incredible and having the time of his life. But you understand like Wade is like horrified and stuff. Honestly, he doesn't look that bad. At like I've seen like photos of like burn victims and stuff like that are alive and stuff, and honestly I've seen worse. So like he should have probably just talked to her. I know he didn't want to scare her or anything. Also, I don't, and part of it is like I don't think it was just that. I think it was he just left and didn't say goodbye. Another quote when before he leaves, he's like, "Oh, I just had another Liam Neeson dream." He kept saying he's gonna come find me.
Like, and what did he say? I'm starting to think he's just a bad father or something. Like that. He's just a bad parent.
But yeah, like he just gets up and leaves, and that was probably the one part he didn't want Vanessa to have to see him go through pain, and he just wanted to figure it out on his own. Yeah. So he if he dies, he didn't want her to be there to see it. So I think that part of him is like he kind of doesn't forgive himself for talking to her about what he was going to do.
Yeah. And it's a whole Beauty and the Beast thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's trying to work up his confidence to talk to her, and the moment, just doesn't seem to be right. As a matter of fact, when he goes to her work to talk to her and he chickens out, he's like, come on, man, stop being such a whatever word he used. Mm-hmm. And he's trying to work up the courage to do that. And as he's doing that, they actually kidnap her. And this sets up the final showdown with Ajax. And who was the young lady that was the villain beside him that gave Colossus the business a little bit?
Oh man. what the heck was her name? It was Angel Dust. Angel Dust.
Say
That
what
was
now?
Angel Dust was the character name. It was Gina Carano, the actor who was playing her. Her name is literally Angel Dust. We don't hear it too much. Ajax calls her Angel Dust, but the way he says it feels like he's not saying her name, but more of just like being like almost like a flirty thing, like hun or honey. But her actual name is Angel Dust. Yeah.
Okay.
Very interesting name. But it's just the way they say it. It's just the way he says it is like almost like a flirtatious, like thanks hun, thanks babe sort of thing. Like thanks angel, thanks puddin', something like that.
Yeah.
And the way he says thanks angel, like that it the way it, like I'm sure a lot of people watching this are gonna be like, wait, her name is Angel Dust? They've probably seen this movie a million times and they're like, wait, her name is Angel Dust? Yeah.
Right. No, you're right. That's shit. That's weird, but I tell you what, I know who does remember her name, and that is Colossus, because she gave him the business. That was a pretty good fight for a while. I mean, in contrast to the first time when Deadpool and Colossus kind of fight. I don't want to say they fight, but they have a little skirmish or whatever. And Deadpool does nothing. You know what I mean? He's hitting him with his punches. He does nothing. But Angel does? Let me tell you something. She smacked him in the next week. I don't know what her powers are, but she is incredibly strong. And what a fight, man. And
another quote. When she does the superhero landing, he's like, oh, superhero landing. She's going to do a superhero landing.
Yeah.
Now, anytime anyone does a superhero landing in any movie ever, I am like, oh, superhero landing. They're doing a superhero landing.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah.
It's because you're like, I'm like, oh, I can't help. Like, I think when I went to see Captain America: Brave New World, and he does the superhero landing at the beginning, I was like, oh, superhero landing.
Superhero landing. Yeah. I tell you what else was great was during the fight with Angel Dust and Colossus, her breast comes out. And he's like, oh, ma'am, you have to do something. I won't look. And she's like, oh, that's so sweet. And she puts her breast back in her shirt and punches him in the short and curlies. And that was kind of funny. That was, you know what I mean? Like, that was, I don't know. I thought that was funny. I enjoyed that. But anyway, the fight continues. And it is, the one thing I liked about this movie is that the movements that they captured on CGI were exactly the way that Deadpool would move in conflict, in a fight. The way he jumps and flips and turns, it is comic book accurate. So I did enjoy that. I love the fight scenes too. I love Deadpool fight scenes just in general. I think they do a great job of that in all three films. But I really liked the way that they did Deadpool. I like the way that they did Colossus, Angel Dust, and what's that lady's name again?
Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Megasonic, yeah, her. Okay, really liked her powers. Had no idea who she was, but man, she packs a powerful punch. Jordan, let's talk about this final scene. Give me your thoughts on this.
Yeah, I mean, we start off with DMX. Is X gonna give it to you?
Give it to you.
My God, it's just.
And how about the pause in the middle? Didn't he pause in the middle or take a phone call or something? And they stopped, and then they started back again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he forgot his
weapon, his bag, his ammo. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But I mean, the one thing about this movie, the soundtrack. I mean, from when you get Wham and Just Call Me Angel in the Morning, DMX's X Gonna Give It to You, which is all over the place, just off those 3 songs alone. Um, but this is, in my opinion, up there with Guardians of the Galaxy for the best soundtrack from any sort of comic book movie. Like I will put, this is my number 2 behind Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, you have what the heck was that? What was the name of that group? I forget. There's a group, a parody song group, called what is it? The Style Boys, or in the movie. There's a movie called Pop Star where the main band is called the Style Boys, but they have an actual band with Andy Samberg, the comedian, and they have they're called the Lonely Island. What was it? The Lonely Island Boys or something like that. And they have a song called Captain Deadpool in this movie, and it's so funny. They're a parody group. You can Google them. They've done songs with like John Legend, Pink, Chester Bennington, and they're a parody group. One of the songs with Chester Bennington from Linkin Park is The Things in My Jeep, and he just starts listing a bunch of things, and Chester Bennington says, "These are the things in my Jeep." So they have a song called Captain Deadpool in this movie, and in the middle where he does the montage where he's wearing the suit and stuff like that for the first time. Also, he makes a Jared from Subway reference in the middle of all of this. Another one, another great line when he's like, you're about to get killed by a Zamboni.
Oh yeah, in about 5 minutes.
And when he goes to kill this one girl, he's like, "Is it sexist if I hit you? Is it sexist if I don't hit you?"
Yeah.
He's like, "This is," and as he's cocking the gun, he's like, "This is so confusing."
Oh my god,
I love it. But then the soundtrack's amazing. But getting back to the final scene, I mean, you have DMX playing, and you have this fantastic CGI fight between Angel Dust and I was about to say Cyclops. Wow. Colossus.
I got it.
And a fantastic fight, but Deadpool and Ajax fight each other. It's funny that Deadpool starts fighting one of Ajax's henchmen. And what does he say? Daryl? And they're both talking to one another, know each other. And he's like, "How's your wife?" And he like headbutts him and knocks him out cold. He's like, "How's your wife?"
I mean, then fair, he could have killed him.
Yes, and he lines up all the dead bodies in the name in
Francis. Yeah.
and he goes to fight Francis. At one point, Francis stabs him in the head, and he's looking at Vanessa, and he just sees a bunch of unicorns and animated stuff. He does some very sexual innuendos with his hands and stuff like that, and it's just so funny. But this whole fight scene was great. I mean, a lot of people are thinking that this fight scene was on a helicarrier. That's why a lot of people by the end of this movie were very confused as to where this movie takes place in. Does it take place in the Avengers? At one point, we thought that the X-Men timeline and the Avengers timeline were in the same timeline, but because of this movie. And there were some people that are like, "Oh, Deadpool's just off on its own. It does its own thing. It combines everything." But as the movies went on, we came to learn that that's not the case, and this was not a helicarrier. It does look like a helicarrier, but it's not. Obviously, he has a fight and saves Vanessa, and Vanessa and him share a moment. It's funny. She goes to take off his mask. A picture, it's a stapled picture of Hugh Jackman from People magazine on his face, And, like it's stapled. You see it stapled into his head, and she rips it off, and you even still see the staple in his head. But I mean, at first she was a little mortified, but then she's like, well, we can still work with it.
Yeah.
Um,
Sad.
and
And
then
I really like that. I
and
really like that. I
and
did.
we get Wham playing, and like the one of the best ways to end any sort of Marvel movie was when Ryan Reynolds is singing Wham to end the movie.
Careless Whisper. Yeah. No, that
Careless
was great.
Whisper.
That was
I
great.
played on the ride to Deadpool and Wolverine. I played two songs. I played uh uh what was it?
Angel in the Morning.
Like a prayer and Like a Prayer by Madonna. Um and the Careless Whisper. I played both those songs on the ride, and only those two songs. I have like a 20-minute drive, and I just listened to both those songs on replay on my way to Deadpool and Wolverine to prepare for Deadpool and Wolverine, and it was amazing. The soundtrack is so well done in this movie, and like with Guardians of the Galaxy, there's a certain vibe they go for, but with Deadpool, it's all over the place. You're gonna get some '80s soul song 1 minute, then you're gonna get rap, like 2000s rap, then you're gonna get dubstep out of nowhere. Like
Mhm.
you can get anything in a Deadpool movie, and it is incredible.
Well, I think what's really good about this is a lot of the songs really fit the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like they really do. If there's one, he has a myriad of strengths, but one of the things he does really really well is it's fitting a song for a particular moment.
Mm-hmm.
And to your point, like this does rival Guardians of the Galaxy 1 in regards to the soundtrack because it is great. Because when they put on X gonna give it to you, you kind of get hyped up, and then at
Mm-hmm.
the end when they play Careless Whisper, it's hilarious because you got little Deadpools out there. Just the animated Deadpools running, doing what they do. It was hilarious. And then at the end of the movie, he's like, "Wait, you're still here? Like, what are you doing? Like, the movie's over. Like,
Mm-hmm.
go, go, go." It was great, man. It really was great.
Oh, and then like at one point, Salt and Peppa plays with Shoop when he's on
Yep,
the bridge,
yep.
and this whole soundtrack so great. Oh man, it's there's not too many songs, but like when I think about this movie, I think about X Gonna Give It to You, and when I think about the second one, I think about Dubstep, and when I think about the third one, I think of Like a Prayer by Madonna.
Okay.
I mean, especially like I got so hyped. Like I don't know how Madonna's Like a Prayer got me so hyped in that trailer. That is one of the most hyped. Like I rewatched that trailer so much for Deadpool and Wolverine, and like I was listening to Like a Prayer, and
Mm.
I know a lot of people who were, and that's just not the song that I should be listening to, or most people should be listening to. If you know the context of the actual song,
Mm.
it ain't about praying. It ain't
No,
about praying.
it's not. But it's Madonna, you know. I mean,
Oh
hey,
yeah.
you know. But yeah, man, a great film. Truly enjoyed this. I don't know what you're gonna rate this.
Mhm.
I thought long and hard about it, and I have no clue. I mean, I really, Jordan, I have no clue
Mhm.
what you're gonna rate this. So I'm gonna tell you my rating, and then I have no idea what you're gonna rate it. So after careful consideration and much thought and watching this movie over and over again, I'm gonna give it An 8 out of 10. Don't you love it, man?
Oh, this guy, Mr. 8 out of 10 over here. What do the Falcons' uniforms look like? Oh, they're an 8 out of 10.
They're an 8 out of
How's
10.
your day going? Oh, it's about an 8 out of
8 out
10.
of 10. Yeah.
What's the weather like in Georgia? Oh, it's an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
All right, where out of all 108 out of 10s do you have Deadpool?
I do have a lot of 8 out of 10s. I did notice that. So this is going to be right underneath Blade, just above the Wolverine.
All right.
Right underneath Blade, just above the Wolverine. And if I had to guess what you'd give this one. Oh boy. I'm gonna go 7 out of 10. Ooh. I'm gonna go 7 out of 10. I'm gonna go 7 out of 10. Where are you with it?
I'm curious. What makes you think 7 out of 10? I'm curious.
I know you enjoyed it, but I also know that it has flaws.
Mm-hmm.
And just knowing you the way I know you after doing 100 movies with you and looking at what you've done thus far, you gave Daredevil season 1 a 7.5. There's no way you're putting that above Daredevil season 1. You're not putting it above the Wolverine. You're probably not putting it above Blade. So yeah, I'd say right underneath the Amazing Spider-Man, right above Ant-Man, 7 out of 10 for you.
All right. So I gave it an 8.5 out of 10.
Holy crap. Oh my God.
It's right under Iron Man. And
oh my God. Okay.
You know, there are times where I'm like, maybe I do like this more than Iron Man. But I have it just under Iron Man. I think mainly because of the villain. The one area of this movie that just doesn't do well for me is the villain.
Was he a bit of a mustache twirler?
Yes. Yeah, he definitely was. I think, you know what, you can get away with it with this movie, being that it's the first time we're seeing Deadpool. I mean, mainly we're in it for the story, the origins. Ajax just isn't that great of a villain. We don't really see a rhyme or reason for anything. We see a rhyme or reason for Deadpool's revenge, and that's what's great. But the dynamic, all right, I'll narrow it down for every aspect of this movie. I think the dialogue is great. I think the acting overall is great. I mean, the acting is so good that I get sucked into the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Overall. I think is the CGI not that great? Yeah, at times it's not that great, especially with like Colossus. I don't think his CGI has been great in any of these 3 movies. I just personally like the style of like X-Men: The Last Stand Cyclops versus this one. Like I wish I took the dialogue of that but put it on the body of the X-Men: The Last Stand. I mean, the whole love story aspect, like there's a theme with this movie. It is a love story. And that's one thing that drives home this whole movie is that you can push aside all the comedic references and you have a great origin story. This is my 3rd highest rated Marvel origin story ever. From a solo film. Like I don't consider the first Black Panther an origin story. It's not. Even though it's the first Black Panther movie, that's not an origin story. But I have it as my 3rd highest, and that includes stuff we haven't previewed yet. So you can already see that I have Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man as my favorite origin story, Iron Man is my 2nd favorite origin story, and Deadpool is my 3rd favorite origin story. I just think I think Deadpool does things that, I mean, you have a great all around story right there.
Mm-hmm.
And we start to care for all these side characters too. We get so caught up in the story, and I think the costume design is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And like all these, even like Blind Owl. Well, we love her. Blind Owl's amazing. Blind Owl got a Super Bowl commercial.
Mm.
Blind Owl got a Super Bowl. Let that sink in. That sink has been standing outside that door for way too long. Let that sink in. Um, it all the references, everything. It's just a complete story that I always love. There's times I want to give this a higher rating. It's just at some points I gotta hold myself back with this. It's just this movie is just so great. I had to give it an 8.5 out of 10. I love this movie.
Jordan, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Had a moment. All right, so what are we doing tomorrow, Jordan?
We are doing Captain America Civil War.
Captain America Civil War. Okay, well, I am super excited. I love Captain America Civil War. Oh man.
Just think, we got this far. Think about how far we got.
Yeah.
Like this is like a moment in our timeline, in this like rewatch, that like we got to Civil War. Like and Infinity War and Endgame are just around the corner now.
Yeah, they are, but we got a long way to go, buddy. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Have you ever seen Smokey and the Bandit?
I have not.
Why did I even ask? Jesus Christ. America, can we help Jordan see the movies he needs to see? Please, America, I'm calling on you. He's never seen The Godfather.
You seen Pop Star?
Huh?
Have you seen Pop Star?
No, most of America didn't.
Then you wouldn't have understood the references, and actually has great reviews.
No.
Has great reviews too.
Smokey and the Bandit is a classic. Well, Smokey and the Bandit 1 and 2. Smokey and the Bandit 3 is an abomination. That should never have been made. But again, oh my God. So anyway, that's from a song, Eastbound and I'm loaded up in trucking. Are we going to do what they say can't be done? We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Come on, watch your bandit run. And I love that movie, okay? And I know I don't have the greatest singing voice, whatever, but I love that movie, okay? You have to watch that movie, Jordan.
I felt like I was hearing Louis Armstrong. I don't know.
Oh, wow. Oh, I'm not going to let you insult Louis Armstrong like that.
I love Louis Armstrong. Are you kidding me?
But we're not going to insult him with
in my household. Louis Armstrong's the sole reason why I picked up and played a trumpet.
That's what's up, man.
Absolutely. I remember watching Louis Armstrong perform "What a Wonderful World" in my music class.
Wow.
And because I always have the picture, because he always used his teeth, all of his teeth, to sing and smile. And I was like, "What a wonderful world!" And he's the sole reason why I wanted to play the trumpet. Absolutely. I love Louis Armstrong. I listened to Louis Armstrong. Are you kidding me? Yeah. You know what? It was insulting for you to be insulting of my insulting.
I was. What?
Fourth wall break inside of fourth wall.
I was like just gonna say that. You beat me by like 2 seconds. I was literally gonna say, like, yeah, no, that's some fourth wall stuff there. Oh my God. I'm gonna use that tonight with Kim, and she's gonna look at me like I have a third eye. Anyway. All right, man. Well, hey, we got Captain America tomorrow, and then are we doing Sunday or no? Are we doing one on Sunday?
Yes, we are. You figure out what it is. That is
Black Widow, right?
Black Widow, yeah. Okay. Which I'm so glad we got here, because now you and I have watched these all in order, And Black Widow came out after Endgame, but now we're watching it in order how it should be viewed. And I think you'll like it more in this original chronological order than you would in release order. I do, at least. And well, I like it more than most people do.
Hey, man, you know how I get down. So, Jordan, I watched it, and you know, it was that's your time to do the impression, Jordan. You know, it was great, man.
It was not a bad film. It was actually not that bad.
I'm gonna call Kim up here one day. I'm gonna have you do that, bro. That's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good, man. Well, hey, I'm gonna, guys. We will see you all tomorrow. To everybody who joined us, we thank you. We appreciate you. We just love talking Marvel and movies with you guys, and it's so much fun. And you know, I give this guy a hard time, but I love talking movies with him. One of my great friends. So this was fun. Want to thank God for obviously, hey man, waking me up this morning, sending this guy in my path, sending you guys who watch this show in my path. And we will see you tomorrow as we get into a much more serious movie, which is Captain America: Civil War. And we talk about some conflict within the Avengers and some things that set up the final conflict with Endgame and all of that. So great movie, Captain America: Civil War. Really looking forward to it. And hey, Jordan, we will see you tomorrow, brother. Everybody, have a good night. We'll see you.
This movie was about
Lights, camera, action is going down. For my ATL movies, when we run this town with your host, T-Will, yeah, keeping it real. From the A to the screen, you can feel the thrill. Rolling with the classics, we're setting the pace. Highlighting the magic of our soulful space. Got the vibe, got the crew, making it tight. When the screen lights up, everything feels right. Grab your popcorn, let's make it loud. T-Will, T-Will. It's movie time, ATL style. Stand proud. From the silver screen to the hearts we steal. T-Will, T-Will. Every frame we capture is a real deal. Yeah. Talking premieres where the stars align. ATL views, yeah, they really shine. Behind the